We popping.
All right, y'all. Welcome to Changing the Narrative with Red
and Stace.
Yeah, we are here to share our lives and our journey moving to South Africa. Stace,
Poppy Chulo.
How are we going to introduce our special guest today?
This is going to be a really, really interesting one. But before we do that, I want to say thank you to all the guys, girls for our support. We really appreciate it. So please continue to like, subscribe, and share. And we really, really enjoy the comments. So please keep the comments going. And we really enjoy that. And that'd be me commenting most of the time, you guys. So thank you.
No, it's me. But go ahead.
Yiyabunga?
Yeah, I write his jokes.
Yiyabunga. Look at this popping. So everybody, as you see, my wife is not here today. She's in North Carolina with her dad. That's Robert Martin. First, I want to say happy birthday. Tomorrow you turn 76 years old. And you look good to be 76 years old. So with that being said, do you have anything you need to say before we get this going?
Where's my gift?
She's right next to you.
Next to you.
She's right next to you.
No. That's like giving myself a gift. I gave you a gift.
And I appreciate that.
This is a present.
So you re-gifted my daughter.
Yes. Yes. I even sent you a receipt.
Is your middle name Shady or Stacy?
Both.
Shady Stace.
Both. So listen. I want to know when was you in Africa before, and what was your experience, and where were you at?
I was in a little place called Nigeria. And I was traveling with a friend, and it didn't look pretty to me. It just,
What year was this?
Oh man, this was before you were. No, just after you were born. It's my second tour. Probably in 84, 85, 1984, 1985.
So we're talking 30 years ago.
Yes.
Better than 30 years ago.
Yes.
So do you think things changed since then?
Well, I don't think so in Nigeria. I mean, and I haven't been there, but it's just based on, on the news and, Nigeria has always had a political problem and financial instability, crime, government shenanigans. It was always something. And I remember walking down the street and seeing a body laying on the street. Now that was just one. Now it's just one instance. One person's what's the word?
Experience.
But that was like 30 years ago.
That's all it was.
But that was still 30 years ago.
Yes.
But I can see how that would leave an impression.
Yeah. And I grew up,
obviously.
I grew up in the city. I was born and raised in East St. Louis, Illinois.
Okay, I understand. So what are your concerns with us moving? Not saying that you don't want it to happen or want it to happen, but what is your number one concern?
My number one concern are my grandbabies. That's my number one concern.
What about them?
Pardon me?
What about them?
Well, that I have mentally made a shift to my focus. Instead of being on my older children, I'm shifting to my grandchildren. I'm in that stage.
Okay.
So realizing that this has got to be hard for a child, for their parents to just, not just like leave them, but to be so far away. And when people think about it, the mental pressure that can cause on a young mind, it might be a little, I could see it being difficult and hard. Okay. And I'm sure to make that decision, I couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
You know, but people get divorces and they you know may part from their children.
So my question to you is this. What's the difference in the kids leaving us going to college or going to the military and we relocating?
The state of dependency.
Explain.
They've always children have always depended on our parents. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To a certain degree. Now, of course, that changes as we get older and, you know, and we have our own children and things like that. But initially, you know, children are dependent emotionally, sometimes financially, you know, on their parents. And though the world is different now, because you could, like we're having a conversation, like we're sitting at the same table.
Yeah.
You all the way in the boonies and somewhere in Texas.
Yeah. And see, and that's what I was going to say.
Whatever you're using to barbecue. And
that's what I was going to say too. Like, you know, you don't have to like live with each other to provide support, whether it's financially or emotionally. You don't have to, you know, I don't have to be able to reach out and touch you.
Yeah, I call you all the time. I'm like, hey, Dad, this is what's going on. Like,
but I can't do this.
Think? I know.
Hey, yo, hey, stop all of that. Stop all of that.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying, stop all of that.
My thing is, I feel like we're putting us in a better position to support them financially and to build a legacy for them that their kids will be able to enjoy and draw from. I feel like the financial reasons why we're moving there is so that we have all the benefits of the US dollar afforded to us. And then also there's a lot of business opportunities in South Africa for foreigners, you know, essentially we'd be foreigners to come in and start businesses so that we can employ people in South Africa. I mean, our goal is to create a legacy for them that we wouldn't be able to create here at that level. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we're doing this partially for them, and then also for selfish reasons too. You know, when you raise kids from a young age and you've been a parent most of your life, it gets to the point where you're like, you need to start learning how to take care of yourself. You just have to. You have to go out into the world and fall flat on your face. That's the only reason. That's the only way that you're gonna learn how to take care of yourselves. And we're here. We're here to support you. We're here to guide you. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we all have to live under one roof. You know what I mean?
Funny thing is, I had the same conversation with Ariana.
One of our 18-year-olds.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. Because of course, like you said, they don't understand to the full. So I actually broke it down to her, and the whole time I was talking to her, it's like the wheels was turning. You know what I mean? It's like she was coming around to understanding that, you know, we just ain't leaving you guys. It's like we trying to build something, man. Mm-hmm. You know, we trying to, you know, because this over here ain't for everybody. And you know, 2 weeks ago, I think you sent my wife a text message. It really touched me. I told her about that. You probably don't even remember what it was, but it was a long, drawn out text message, and I really, really appreciated that. Maybe she can share it later, or we can post it later. But you look all like, what the hell is he talking about?
You don't remember?
I text Ariel all the time, but you know, I got my little laptop right here. I'll check it out.
Okay.
But ahead, I mean, you want to take a break for a second and see what the comments are popping right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know Don is in the building, though. My boy Don. Go ahead.
Yeah. Silk said 30 years ago, and this is happening in the U.S. today, Mr. Martin. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on all over the place. Like in some of the hoods in the United States, you might run across a dead body.
Oh, that's why I said I grew up in a dangerous part, and I saw those things. But this is to me the difference being is that as I watch civil unrest unfold before us on the news every day, and how if you are an immigrant or on a tourist visa or work visa or whatever, and if something jumps off, then you would not be a priority to the country that you're staying at. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We're not a priority in the country we stay at right now.
But then why would you go to another country to experience the same thing?
Well, I mean,
that's just me coming back. But I do understand. But go ahead.
Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying. But the flip side is that there's so many other privileges that we get as Americans that we don't get here. You know what I mean? Like, as a foreigner, we have access to, a whole system of people that want us to go there and set up a business and be successful, because that means employment for people who do live there. You know what I mean? They want foreign investors to come in and stimulate the economy. I just feel like in the United States, we don't have that privilege of, I take it back. There are programs for here in the US for Black people and women to start businesses, but the cost of starting a business here is going to be significantly higher than starting a business in South Africa. So I think a lot of it is the economies are very different. The opportunities are very different. And then just the psychological aspect of being in a place that is mostly Black. I can't even tell you the kind of peace that there is, from having that. And I had a conversation with Ariana a couple of weeks ago, and Ariana is
practical.
She's very practical and logical. And she even though she will not necessarily agree with what you're saying, she'll listen to you and she'll process it. And what I explained to her is that, that we love you and we have sacrificed everything to make sure that you have everything that you needed and most of the stuff that you wanted your whole life. And if we feel passionate enough that we're going to uproot our lives and move away from you, and that's the kind of passion that we have about this move. If you had that kind of passion about something, how would you feel if I tried to keep you from it because I was afraid? Because I was afraid for you, or I was afraid for our relationship, and I kept you from doing something that was going to make you happy and successful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Go back to the comments. They popping.
Yeah.
What's up, Clintus?
And listen, please don't post any angry text about me. I'm not the angry dad.
No.
Well, mixed traveler.
All right, we're gonna get to that one.
Yeah,
spread your wings. Comfort zone is dangerous. Yeah, change is necessary in life. Mm-hmm. Good evening, family. Mr. Robert, Africa has changed. Your perception has not changed. If your perception has not changed of Africa today,
what do you say? If
I'm editing.
Okay, well, just
today,
read the
saying
words.
Nigeria is the number country and South Africa is number 2 in the best places to live. Nigeria is number 1, and South Africa is number 2, the best place to live.
Words have meaning, and we need to be precise. I said from the jump, this is just a snapshot. Just a snapshot.
Okay.
I didn't say that was my opinion, but you asked me where have I been, and I told you what I saw. That's all it was.
Okay.
But I could tell you the same thing about Chicago, East St. Louis, New York.
Yeah.
Or
Baltimore,
Park Heights,
Baltimore, Houston,
Mondawmin. I can go on and on.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not trying to
characterize
the
whole country.
Yeah, the whole country, or even Nigeria, because I'm sure it's changed. The world has changed.
Yeah.
I understand that, but this is a snapshot. This is when I was there was before cell phones, Zoom meetings, YouTube, all of that.
Yeah. Okay. We got 35 people in the building. Please subscribe, like, and share. This is some good conversation here, you guys.
Let's see. The real Clantis says in South Africa is very lucrative and conducive for African Americans to finally find the American dream in South Africa, or Africa for that matter. To Mr. Martin, Nigeria is now the biggest economy.
It is. I agree. But it has. Well, okay, I agree.
Ray, you come in to essay to see how you can compete in a different world. The world is getting smaller, not to employ South Africans. I guess you mean South Africans. Well, I mean, I think it's both. Two things can be true. So two things can be true. You guys are welcome in South Africa. Thank you. Thank you. That's how we've always felt when we were there.
You welcome to 6021.
Don't
I didn't say it.
Don't put
I did.
address out in the streets.
I did. No, I'm not gonna do that. But I'm saying you welcome. You'll feel safe. You'll eat good, sleep well, drink well.
See, Tavani says American U.S. was never made for a black man. Nope.
I can accept that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But you know, Africans have always made a way wherever we were dropped off at.
Yes.
Yep.
We always made a way.
Yes. My brother Khalees. My brother Khalees.
Yep.
My guy Clintus.
Mr. Martin has watched a lot of Ukraine. Let's see. Has watched a lot of Ukraine issue where Africans were not even accommodated during evacuations. In South Africa, your embassy, together with the South African government, will prioritize tourists and visitors. Now, there's one of your concerns addressed.
Well, I mean, does she work for embassy?
No, he doesn't.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
Clintus, no, that's a guy, Clintus.
Okay. I mean, I mean that all sounds good until things pop off. I'm sure that the Africans that were over there going to school felt kind of comfortable over there. It was okay to them until they start throwing them off them trains and tell them you're not of this country.
Yeah, I don't want to mess the name, but I think it's Trafina. I think Mr. Martin needs to visit and see how the setup is in South Africa. He's going to
come. He's
going
to come.
Tell him to visit.
Let me just say this. I'm not a biblical scholar, but I do study biblical history. And one of the foundations of South Africa was the Dutch reformers. These were people who set up the system to apartheid. These were the people who set that system up. And those people are still in power in Africa. Now, maybe not the farmers, maybe not, the regular, small people, but that power system is still in play.
There are.
Tell me, where's the money in South Africa?
So the distribution of wealth in South Africa is very similar to the United States. It's very, very concentrated at the top
of white people.
Right. And
I can agree with that.
One of the things that came out of the ending of apartheid was not that those assets get redistributed to the people.
Why didn't that happen? They had truth and reconciliation.
I mean, it's the same reason why we haven't gotten reparations. You know what I mean? Like it's the people in power, like they want to hold their money. They want to hold on to their money.
I think you answered my questions for me. I mean, I totally agree. I totally agree. I'm sure somebody come back and say, well, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Clinton,
and he's definitely going to visit. And I'm telling you, we're going to do a podcast after he visits South Africa. And he's going to be on here like, I'm coming to stay with y'all. I'm moving. Like, he's going to be talking about uprooting. Or at least
my daughter's a prophet, in case you didn't know. She's got the gift.
Yeah, everybody in the chat is basically saying, Mr. Martin needs to come visit.
Yeah.
Well, when I come, I want all of y'all to show up and throw me a party.
It's going to happen too.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to happen.
Let's see.
I'm gonna get my African ancestry test, and whoever tribe I belong to, I want to get robed up. I'm gonna leave it like that.
I did mine. I
want to meet a griot.
I did mine a week ago, and I'm waiting for it to come back. They say it takes like 6 to 8 weeks. As soon as I get mine,
we're gonna do the reading online.
We're gonna do the. I'm not even gonna.
African tribe.
I'm not even gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it when everybody else look at it.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a reveal, like a gender reveal. It's gonna be a race reveal. It's gonna be a origin reveal.
Okay, so when you pop it out, what is it gonna be? When you hit that thing, whoop, what's gonna come out?
It better not say European. That's all I know.
It's gonna be every color except.
Hey yo.
Okay, so anyway,
you gonna get.
Yo, it better not say European. That's all I know.
Yeah, she don't know.
Go ahead, Red.
Oh, I know. Let's see. Your concerns as a father are understandable. I think you need to come visit South Africa to experience this country. So yeah, we be.
Everybody keeps saying the same thing.
Because
I need to come visit. Come live in America.
No.
See? You see what I'm saying? But you want me to come there. Let me tell you something.
But how can I come live in America if I've been here for almost 50 years?
First of all, let me just, give a little special sauce here. I fought for this country. I stand for my flag. And I'm glad to be an American. I'm also glad to be I'm very happy to be a Black American. Proudly. And I recognize that I am an African of the diaspora. Diaspora. Yeah, I acknowledge that. I do. I acknowledge that. But I know I don't think I could be as happy in Africa as I am here, because this is where my roots are now. This is where they are.
Okay, I like what you said. I got one question though. You
Sure.
said you stand for the flag. If someone doesn't stand for it, how would you feel about that?
If somebody doesn't stand for what? Being a Black African?
No. The flag.
Oh, that don't bother me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Cap didn't bother me because he was standing for police brutality against Black folks. He was like, this country is never really, and I can acknowledge all of that.
Okay.
Even the service, even the white special forces guy who told him this is how you should do it and frame it, he fought just like I did.
But guess what? It didn't work though.
Here's.
It didn't work. The way that white guy told Cap to do it still didn't work.
But listen, do you agree that fighting for the flag also means fighting for people's rights not to honor the flag? Do you agree that you fought for the freedom in this country for people to believe whatever they want to believe and appreciate your service or not appreciate your service? You fought for all of us.
Really, I was fighting for my family. I was fighting for the freedom because I know if America's freedom is jeopardized, when America gets a cold, Black people get what?
Sick.
Pneumonia.
Buried.
We get buried.
Yeah.
So that was my thing. Not just for the flag. For the flag, I had people that live, born, work, raise families, go to school under that flag. That same flag. As the white guy that drug the Black man down the street, chained to the back of his truck.
Emmett Till.
No, well, that's how they Emmett Till them. Yeah, that's what they call it.
Yeah.
But that's just me. So I'm proud. I'm proud to be an American. I don't have to like what all they do, because I stay in my space. I try not to violate people's space.
Okay.
But if they come in mine, I'm gonna give them some of that smoke.
Okay. Ray, go ahead and continue reading.
So the next question from Tamika is
I'm just playing. I meant firecrackers.
what can Stacey and Ariel do to help ease your mind about them leaving? Because ultimately they are leaving. Because ultimately they are leaving. Will either of you be in the States to reconnect with the kids?
Okay, let me say something first. Just to let you guys know, Tamika, Obang, she is the one that we're going to interview soon. Red, that's the lady I was telling you about that's married to the Guyanese brother.
Stay on topic.
Okay, let's go.
How many you said you was gonna have?
So what could we do to help ease your mind about leaving? Because we're ultimately going to leave.
There is nothing you can do differently because my ultimate trust in you guys' decision. Y'all grown folks. Y'all grew up in a very different world than I did. I trust that. I know my daughter. I know she's done all the homework. I'm sure she has studied and rechecked and knows all of that. And you're a good salesman. You're a good salesman. And you're pretty knowledgeable on some things outside of sports. But anyway.
Hey, listen.
So no, there's nothing y'all could do better that could make me feel more comfortable. Because the separation is the separation. It doesn't matter how you prepare me for it. It doesn't matter how you leave me. The separation is still separation. Just going to Texas. Do you know how mad I was when y'all moved to Texas?
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned just to ease your mind a little bit. In life, I'm pretty sure you know this also. My number one goal is to protect my wife.
I agree. I believe
and
it.
support my wife. That's my number one goal. Nothing's going to happen with that. But let me give you some backstory.
Some clothes that could fit when you was in Africa.
Say again. Say again. Say again.
Then why didn't you find her some clothes to fit in Africa?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Thank you.
That's going to lead into another joke. But I want to say something about the Texas trip, though.
Okay.
Before we moved to Texas, Red's moms had a conversation with me. I don't even think Red knows this. She had a conversation with me, and she's saying, "Stacy, you're taking my daughter and my granddaughter to the other side of the United States. You better do right by her." And I looked her in her eyes and I said, neither one of them have anything to worry about. And I personally believe I did a damn good job. Now, also, when we got here, Red said, "You better do right or my mama going to snipe you." Red grew up thinking her mom was a sniper. All these years,
like my whole life,
Red was threatening me that Jetta was going to snipe me. I don't care where you at. My mama can shoot a penny off of the biggest mountain in the world.
Nothing.
So a few days ago, a few weeks later, we find out that Jetta was never a damn sniper, and that broke her heart. She was like, "Oh my God!"
My heart. It broke my heart. Mom was like, "I was an accountant. I was just a sharpshooter."
Your mama was scared of guns.
Hey Robert, from a sniper to an accountant.
And yeah.
Go ahead.
My whole childhood, and I was threatening people too. My whole childhood, I was like, my mom was a sniper because she told me she was a sharpshooter. I didn't know that was just a designation. I thought that meant like she was a sniper.
No, she was telling you what she knew how to sharpen a pencil.
Yeah, she wasn't even an expert at that point.
As a sharpshooter, she barely passed that test.
Oh, mama gonna watch this? Y'all better stop.
Go ahead, Red. Stay on topic.
Okay. Let's see.
So it's nothing they can do to make it easy. They're still gonna be separate. They moved to Texas, and it still felt the same to me.
So same thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
So no, it's nothing they can do.
So Silk is asking, how did Mr. Martin feel when he left his hometown?
Oh,
How did you feel? How did your parents feel about that when you left your hometown?
man, my mother was mad at my father. She wanted to kill him. She wanted to kill my sister because it was her boyfriend that enlisted me. I grew up very poor, and we grew up very poor, you know. I either had choices: go to school, get a job, or go to the military by my father. But you can't stay here. So as a child, we traveled a lot. I had sisters that were in the military and brothers in the military, and every summer we would go. And when I was bad in school, my father and mother would send me off to one of my sisters and brothers for a year or two. You know, I spent quite a few years in Charleston. Grew up on Playground Road, went to St. Andrews, tossed fruit around, crab from the side of the road in Kiowa Island. So I was glad.
So was that a cool thing when you got out of high school to go to the military?
Yeah. I mean, when I say poor, there weren't a whole lot of opportunities.
Because of where you lived at?
Because of where I lived at.
Okay.
And not having access to a worldwide, computers and things like that, that's all I saw. And the military gave me a check, food to eat, clothes on my back, and a roof over my head, and I got to travel for free.
Okay. The reason why I asked that was because, like, when I got to school, our parents wasn't pushing military. You know what I mean?
That was
They wasn't pushing military because the first thing they said was, why are you going to fight that white man's war? You know what I mean? So military wasn't a high priority. Either go to school or get a job. And if you get a job, I remember the conversation like it was yesterday. You go to that job, you work on that white man's job, you stay for 20, 25 years, don't steal nothing, retire, and collect your money. That's the conversation my grandmother had with me, my father had with me, and my mother had with me.
So they didn't want you to go. They didn't want you to go fight a war for the white man, but they wanted you to work for the white man. I was still working for the white man. But
I was safer with a job than going to war and be on the front line and not ever come home.
I think safety is relative when it comes to that.
I mean, yeah, because you almost got your whole neck snatched off in the steel plant. Safety is relative. It's relative, bro. Because the white man don't care nothing about you on the floor, getting your neck chopped off or whatever. He'll just bring another one back in and replace you the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll take all your retirement and all your money and give it to his children.
Okay. This is where I was trying to go to, though. With all that being said, what I was taught growing up, I personally believe that we was taught wrong, because then it was no like go out there and find your niche, work for yourself.
Yeah.
See, you know what I'm saying? And that's what and that's the direction we should teach these kids nowadays, because we wasn't taught that growing up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and figure out what you can do to make money, for you don't have to work for the white man. Mm-hmm. You know what? For you don't have to work for anybody. Just take them out the equation. For you don't have to work for yourself.
Exactly.
I haven't punched the clock since 2012. You know what I mean? And granted, if I don't go to work, I don't get paid. That's I don't have to ask for time off either. I'm not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's pros and cons to being self-employed.
Well, I grew up an entrepreneur. My father owned his own business. He was a painter, a master painter, portraits. And I ran my own crew at the age of 15. So I was born into that. But it wasn't entrepreneurial to leave a legacy. It was entrepreneurial to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. See what I'm saying? The approach was totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Yeah.
So, and being entrepreneurial wasn't like you could expand. It just meant you had to work hard. Mm-hmm. You had to work hard. To me, that's what it meant, because I did it. I worked every summer that I was at home. I got bad so I could go travel to South Carolina or Georgia or California for the summer, so I wouldn't have to work for him.
Okay. Very right.
Yeah. I think that is something that we
I think we need to stay on topic. We need to stay on topic. Stacey took us off left, so he got off on off. He done looped around and came back off again.
Let's check out the comments. I mean, that's how it goes. When we start checking out the comments,
How did Mr. Mark? Did I answer your question about how I felt when I left home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And you know what? I never came back to live in that hometown again.
Mm-hmm.
I never did. And my family was mad at me for that. But I enjoyed my freedom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's how I felt.
Okay. Red, go ahead. Mr. T.
Who's Mr. T?
I pity the fool.
Oh, no.
They dropped out of high school?
Give me your cup. You can't have it.
We had the option for the military. That's what
You can talk.
Yeah.
Auntie Jackie's in the room too. Who are you gonna say?
I'm just saying, when the options that we got growing up, when it was the military added, it was coming from a military foundation, a military family.
Yeah.
So
can y'all hear her? Can you hear her, Stace?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And not to mention in high school, they used to come to the schools and set up the little booth and advertise military.
And that was the main test at that time that
ASVAB.
we took
The
was the
ASVAB.
ASVAB.
Yeah, the ASVAB.
Mm-hmm. They still do that in Texas. They still they don't make the kids take the ASVAB, but they encourage them heavily to take the ASVAB.
To have an option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What I wish I would have gotten me a trade. I had a trade, but I didn't like it. I thought I was too pretty to be all painted up in paint colors, and I seen all the little girls walking around and they had their little boyfriends, and they would laugh at me. And my daddy said, ask him how much money he got in his pocket, and look in your pocket, see how much money you got.
You light-skinned folks.
That wasn't enough for me though.
Anyway.
But you
Go ahead, Red.
were poor. You also we was the first Black family in that predominantly white neighborhood.
And it wasn't easy though.
It wasn't.
We had to beat up a whole lot of white people. They would call my daddy, and we come home, we get a whooping at school and whooping at home. He said, I don't send you to school to make friends. I send you to school to get an education so you ain't got to be around them fools.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, even my sister had better opportunities than I did. She got to go to college.
Off of the military dime.
Yeah.
Able to buy a house off of the military dime. Able to retire
2 times
off of the military dime.
2 times.
2 times.
Right.
That's what's up.
Don't call me 2 chicks, call me 2 times.
To retirement.
2
But
retirement.
when we think about the war in Iraq as opposed to the 9/11,
Yeah.
two different things.
Yeah. We never had that. Well, I did because I went over there after 9/11. I also was in, other places of conflict. South America,
Kosovo,
Beirut, all those things.
Wow, I'm learning a lot about you today.
Yeah. Look,
Can I
somebody.
just say
Because you
something?
probably sober.
Hold on, Auntie Jackie want to say
The
something real quick.
sniper in the family is sitting right next to you.
Sniper of what?
Nothing. Beer bottles, beer cans.
People in the comments are talking about bride. You know what bride is?
Tree? Brie cheese?
No, bride. It's a type of South African barbecue.
Open flame.
Yeah,
Open
it's like
flame.
open flame grill.
That's how they cook in Texas. What they call it? They cook the same way.
They smoke. They smoke.
No, they cook the Tex Mexicans cook on those open grills with the chains, and they can lower the meat to the heat and raise it back up.
Yeah, it's not like that. They put it. It's like a flat grill type situation. They put the meat like right on the fire. Like it's like fast. It's like fast cooking.
That's
like,
that's Asian cooking.
I mean,
remember what we did that when we were in Atlanta.
It's bride, and it's special to South Africa.
I really believe he's gonna like the next comment by Clennis. Check that one out.
Not only party, we'll give you an African name, slaughter a cow, and treat you like a king.
Wow.
Oh, I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
Hey, yo, but the thing is this,
all
though.
I'm thinking about is coming to America.
The thing is this, though. The thing is this.
Stubbornness.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is this. Red, the thing is this. The thing with Clinton, though, we got to let Clinton know a week ahead of time so he can prepare himself.
So he can.
He'll trust me, he'll understand what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about. Let him comment and tell you what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
See, Amanga said, come live in America? No thanks, but thanks for the offer.
I don't want you taking my job. I'm good.
What job?
For real.
Tommy?
You Tommy?
Only reason I'm letting her climb me because she cooked for me. And I'm full right now. South Africa will ease its stubbornness. It's a remedy.
It's a remedy.
Yeah. I'm all for killing the goat. Roll, Zulu name. I'm down for the. I'm down. I'm serious. I'm down.
Oh boy.
This guy is a proper Zulu.
See?
Oh my God.
See my shirt with it say
Zulu
right there?
straight. He would fit if he would fit in well with KwaZulu Natal. Oh no. Y'all gonna get him all worked up.
I'm already worked up.
Oh, Stacy is so sweat.
No, he just moisturized good this morning.
He is glistening. He looked like a little chocolate drop. This melting a little bit on the outside.
A melty milk dud.
I truly think the issue is not about South Africa. It's fear of change.
For who?
And that was
I'm not changing.
That was one of my topics of discussion too for later after we get through these comments.
All right. It's a lot. I'm only going to pop a couple of them. The whole narrative is wrong that white people are rich. Black people today are rich. We have land that's worth millions evaluated, and colored people.
Colored.
That would be like mixed people. The narrative itself was a way to divide us today. Yeah, I agree.
I can agree with all of that. You don't have it. I think that narrative was used very effectively during slavery, where it convinced poor white people that poor black people was below them. So that narrative has always worked. The money has always been centered at the top, where most of the white people are. And those who get allowed into that gate don't even get the same privileges.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Cosby, OJ, Byron Allen tried to buy a TV network and took him to court. Yeah. So no, I agree. How you feel about leaving the kids and being so far away from them?
Tunde Duncan, you already know
that. I mean that.
Yo, Tunde is my homeboy. He know exactly.
Like I love them, and I'm going to miss my children. But
so I can't miss mine?
No, nobody said you can't miss me.
Oh yeah, you can miss them.
I'm just saying I'm gonna miss my kids.
Yeah, you can miss them because you can get a plane ticket.
I love them, but it's just like it's a certain point in a parent-child relationship where the kids are too big for their britches, and the parents get sick of it. And the only way to preserve that relationship is for you to go your separate ways. I went through that with my mom. It got to the point where I was too big for my britches, and I wanted to do things my way in her house. And it don't work like that. You can't do things your way in somebody else's house. You always have somebody to answer to. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want that anymore, so I left. And
I feel like, job?
Yeah, I got a job.
Did you have to answer them to somebody?
I didn't have to answer to nobody in my house though.
And then what happens, and then what tends to happen is the relationships get even better.
Yes. Me and mommy were butting heads constantly. And as soon as I moved out, we were besties.
That tends to, because you're not when you live with your parents are the warden, basically. The landlord, the warden, whatever you want to call them. You gotta do what they say do. How many times your parents told you, if you don't like what I say, get the hell out of my house?
Every day.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you told your kids that before.
And like I said, I'm going to miss them. And yeah, being far away is going to be hard if there was like an emergency situation or anything like that. But we have a whole lot of family here, and not to mention the flight. If they were living somewhere else, if they were living across the country or whatever the case, it would still be a time delay us getting from here to there. You know what I mean? And it was still that barrier of, money, having to jump on a plane that day. That barrier would exist even if they were in the United States.
But when it's a passport and people can make decisions on allowing you to come back in and all of that, then that's where it gets a little, shady of gray.
Understand.
That's true, but what if they were to move somewhere else? What if they moved to? Ariana has talked about moving to Japan. She wants to move to she wants to move to Korea. My bad. She wants to move to Korea at some point after she finishes school. We're going to be in a foreign country. She's going to be in a foreign country.
Hers is more racist than America.
I don't think that's the point.
Yeah, the point is, like, there are families that half of the families in London, half the family is here. Right. And so people got to figure out a way to, stay in contact and stay connected, and love each other, even if it's an ocean between them. That doesn't make it impossible.
I would like to say that, you guys don't tie yourself in a knot with people worrying about why you're doing what you, because ultimately, the consequences or rewards are going to be yours per se. Now that will possibly create a legacy for your children if they want to follow that legacy.
And
don't tie yourself up in the knot. People are going, because a lot of parents looking like, but you're going to leave your babies like that?
I mean,
some people are going to say that.
Right.
Don't tie yourself up in knots trying to explain that, because
we're not tying ourselves up in knots. We're not.
Well, it seems like you're pretty knotted up. But go ahead.
No, the reason why I wanted to have you on and why we wanted to have this conversation is that a lot of people get into a position where, like, I don't want to live here anymore. I want to move, and they feel like they have to answer to the people that have those concerns. Like, you're going to leave your kids, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Like, how are you going to do this? Like, families have to have those conversations all the time, and we're having the conversation to show people that it can be done, and you can preserve your relationships and figure out a way to move in the world the way that you want to do it.
Okay.
But I'm not in a bunch. Okay. I know a lot of people have concerns about that, but I know my kids, and I know I did what I was supposed to do, and that they are like cats, and they're gonna land on their feet. They're very resourceful and they're very smart, and they just haven't had to use the smarts yet.
So you can declaw your children?
I mean, I feel like you can.
You are so.
I feel like
she hit me with a godfather.
No, she was just saying, the tools she has invested in the kids, she knows that they're going to land on their feet once they have to utilize the tools that she's instilled in them.
Stacy looked away like, okay.
No. I was ready for the next. I was just ready for the next topic.
Okay.
These kids are in a different generation now.
And it's so much easier this generation than it was for our generation. Remember our generation? We had to actually go to a store and fill out an application.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember I had to beat my feet.
It ain't none of that no more. Everything is in the palm of their hand.
They play a video game with one hand, swipe left and right on the other hand.
They allow too much of their social media.
No. I'm telling you what,
to
influence their behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Subscribers, likes, thumbs up, all of those things.
Yes.
Algorithms.
Mark says your dad is a gangster.
You better know that. OG.
People leave their families. Wow.
But I'm sweet though.
Hawk of the facts.
Yeah, well, I'm about to pop his comment on right now.
Who that?
I went to the Philippines a long time ago and was scared because of what the news media said. But when I got there, they treated me as a Black person real good. Most Black Americans have been hoodwinked.
I would disagree with that because I believe that. Let me put a caveat. A single young Black African American man going to the Philippines, Taiwan, Shanghai would have a very different opinion and experience than an older married man. I'm just gonna leave it like that. So it's not like we hoodwinked, we just know what we know.
Yeah.
And it's not even just going to Africa.
Yeah.
It's going wherever your family don't really have that immediate access to you. It could be here in the U.S.
Yeah.
All the fighting that we got, but still where y'all at, where we at, if we don't have that immediate reaction, that immediate access to y'all, then it's not a problem, but it's a concern.
Right.
A big concern. And then when I think of Africa, I only think of what you see, what they show. Most of the stuff they have shown
is bullshit. I like to say something, but I didn't say that.
You say
it's
that.
bullshit.
But I understand what Jackie's saying, and I understand your reply. But when is it going to be to the point to where you do your own research and figure out it's not bullshit?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Just because Donald Trump said the shithole countries, that doesn't mean it's right. Right now, there's no excuse not to be knowledgeable about anywhere you want to visit because the access is right in your hand.
Well, let me tell you something. It's a difference between access to knowledge and access to scholarly knowledge. It's a big difference. It's a big difference.
It is.
Because you can get an app that give you breakdowns of news or whatever, or you can dig deeper.
But experiential knowledge is, I feel like the go-between.
You got to have an experience.
Yeah, you knowing other people who share similar experiences or have experienced something that you haven't experienced yourself. That's also a type of education, which is what partially what we're doing, and a lot of other YouTubers are doing, is trying to educate people through experiences, what we experienced in South Africa, and then our experiences, visiting other countries on the continent. There's a lot of ways.
I have lived and visited a lot of countries, a lot. And there is no place I'd rather be than right now where I'm at.
Okay,
no
cool.
place.
And
No, that's
home.
just my experience.
Home.
Yeah, it's home. Now, maybe if I was from Africa and I had grown up there and those are the things I'm used to, then then that's where I would want to be. But for me, I'm most happiest at home.
Okay. What I got to say is this. I can't really accept the answer that you said as far as the knowledge in your hand.
Word police.
Said we need to show manager. He's
Okay.
showing up as
Okay,
the
go ahead.
manager.
Hold on. My question is this. It's not even a question. It's a statement. In this day and time, with the access that we got to information, there's no reason why you shouldn't know what you want to know about anything. There's no more encyclopedias. Encyclopedias was a few months or a few years or whatever.
1 year.
The internet is updating on a regular basis. So if you want to know something about the smallest place in Europe or the smallest place in wherever, you can get the information. So there's no reason not to know if you really want to know.
Mm-hmm.
When you went abroad,
Which time?
whenever, I'm just saying whenever you went.
Okay.
Whenever you went, Did you have any surprises?
No.
You mean
If I did right this second, I can't figure it out.
I'm talking about
You put me on the spot.
When he was a contractor, when he was, doing whatever he was doing.
No, they told us everything we needed to know because they wanted to make sure that we wasn't going to quit 3 days later. So they actually had like a syllabus of everything that can possibly happen
that you could or couldn't do.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
How hot it's going to be, or the bugs, or whatever it was. They ran it down because they knew everybody wasn't the same. Everybody's skin is not as thick.
Right.
As
money doesn't motivate everybody.
Right. And that's what motivated me to do what I did for that year. And it worked out.
Oh yeah, of course. But that's your experience.
That's my experience.
How many people that you worked with left before that year was up?
Quite a few.
See, that's all I'm saying.
Quite a few. But what does that have to do with the research? They was motivated by money.
Right.
When you can make $100,000 a year tax free, and you're given that opportunity, and your last job was paying you $25,000, $30,000, you're going to do it. You're going to do it.
But they got a surprise.
But you got a surprise. But you
got a surprise. Even though they had all of the same information you did, but they got a surprise.
But that was because of them personally.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make. So how you disagree with me and you just responded to the same thing the way I did?
Like I said, you can access anything. That's all I'm saying. You can access anything with your phone. It's not a encyclopedia.
Yeah,
that's why I asked you. Were you surprised about anything? And
yeah,
you said no. And then I asked you, did you have anybody that was surprised? And you said yes. And I asked you, was it because of lack of information? And you said no, because we all got the same syllabus.
Right. And I also said because everybody's different.
Stacey's point, because he's saying if you want the information, it's right there.
We already agreed on that.
Right, but he utilized the information this other person didn't. So
no, they had the same information.
Right. The one person utilized it, they paid attention, they digested it, and the other person did not.
How do you know he didn't?
Well, at the end of the day,
he digested the same way Stacey did, but when he got there, he realized he wasn't built for that.
Right.
At the end of the day, I had something I had to conquer. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. Right. I wanted to get my family out of Baltimore.
Right.
I wanted to get out.
I think that's the point of what Stacey is saying. Like, if you don't have the will, or I was getting ready to say
saying something else.
Look, I was getting ready to say a burning sensation.
That's that moonshine.
If you don't have a will,
I got some Tums for that.
He said, if you don't have a will and like a burning desire, is what
that's not what Stacey said. I'm gonna tell you what Stacey was gonna say. Stacey was gonna say that he had to change some things about himself, or give himself a second look to keep going, because he wanted to do some things outside of what information told him he could do. Am I right?
Yes, and I had some things pulling me back home, which was my wife and my kids. But I had to stay on course. Granted, I had said I was going to do 2 years, maybe even longer than that. I did a year, but what happened was I accomplished what I needed to accomplish in that year's time to get us packed and moved to Houston for the next journey of our life. And now,
which was wrong.
And now the kids are grown by age, and it's on for the next chapter of me and my wife's life, the next journey.
I want to just break up the tension a little bit and talk about how somebody in the comments said, I can imagine Mr. Martin negotiating a Lavoie for red. It would be very tense.
What's that?
That's like a
I'm going to the max for mine.
Do you know what Lavoie is?
What is it? A food? Ebola.
No, not Ebola.
Say, hell, let me back that up then.
No, it's like it's like when it's a
contract.
It's like a negotiation for my
a dowry, like a dowry.
Yeah, like
a dowry. Oh yeah. You got to bring all of the horses, the goats. You got to bring me some clothes. I want purple clothes too.
So are they saying me and you going back and forth?
Huh?
Are they saying me and you going back and forth about this?
No, they're just looking at me being stubborn, a stubborn Zulu warrior.
I was going to say if me and you had to go back and forth on this whoever drink runs out first, because we're gonna be going at it.
Boy, I ain't showed you my liquor cabinet. Boy, I got restocked for my birthday.
I got a bank account, so I mean we can go back and forth.
I got 2 retirements.
Go to the next one. Go to the next one.
Several bank accounts, brother.
Go to the next.
And I'm gonna leave my legacy right here.
I'm loving family.
Clancy said, "I'm loving this family. Mr. Martin is definitely my favorite on this live."
I've been known to be a fave. I've been known.
Y'all, please stop pumping his head.
It would be lit. What's that next to Moolah? It would be lit. Trade school is locked down, down on. That's in America too. I tell my kids, I said, I'm gonna tell you something. If you really want to make it in America, get you a trade.
Yeah,
because they can't take that shit from you.
They can't take it from you. They can lock you out of jobs, but if you have a trade, only thing lock you out is your inability to sell yourself.
Yeah,
that's why I think you will survive in Africa, because you're a good salesman
and a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
No, he ain't no hustler. He a salesman.
Oh no,
trust me.
No, we had to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something.
We was out here thugging. We was out here thugging in the 2000s.
That's arrogant. Stacy, he makes charcuterie bacon.
What is that?
Who eats charcuterie bacon?
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. I can sit and tell you some of the stuff that I did, but I'm not going to do it because it ain't the what you call it, the
time, the place.
Ain't the time and the place for that. It ain't been 7 years yet.
It's been 7 years.
Hey yo, listen. Back to this subject.
What do they call it? With the
investigators?
No, the time restraint when you can get brought up on charges for something.
Oh, you talking about a statute of
limitation.
Let me tell you something.
The feds don't be having those. Like,
I sold sandwiches off the back of my work truck at my job.
I can tell. I see that big ass house you got.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had 2 jobs at one time, and then I was raising a family.
Hey, y'all. He got a big old house by selling bologna sandwiches.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
For lunch and breakfast.
I sold, let me tell you something. I had a pork chop sandwich that they had to sign a release statement for to eat because I did not want it on my back that they died from a heart attack eating that big old pork chop sandwich.
Okay. Let's get back on topic.
Yeah, it's smart.
So the whole thing is this.
If you're going to give them a heart attack in a bun.
So another one of my topics was a lot of people are saying we can't believe that you're leaving the United States because of the life that you built, that we built here. I have a friend that every time he sees me, you're going to leave that big house you got? You're going to leave that brand new truck you got? Your wife going to leave that nice job that she got? Yeah.
Somebody know too much of y'all business.
I'm like, yeah, Negro.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we're gonna leave all of that because Texas does not validate what we can do. We can do this wherever we at. Wherever me and my wife go at, whatever we got right now, we can get somewhere else. Texas is not the be all for us. South Africa is the be all for us. Johannesburg in particular.
Frank Lucas.
Damn, Mark Tucker. Yo, but yeah, we're gonna make this happen. And the thing is this, we not saying we're gonna make you guys proud, but when y'all come there, it's like y'all gonna look around and be like, y'all really did it.
I felt that way in Houston.
Y'all really did.
Why you gotta go to Africa to give me the same feeling?
Part 2.
Okay.
Part 2.
Okay. I'm all for a good ride.
Part 2.
I'm all for a good ride.
Part damn 2 is gonna be a hell of a movie.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you this. Have some in-law estates available.
That's our plan.
All I can tell you is part 2.
They have like in-law suites.
Part 2 is
not
gonna
only
be
that,
ridiculous.
I want a compound with a fence, and I want some baubles.
That sounds like you be staying at a hotel.
That's where you're gonna put me at, an hotel.
That sounds like you want a hotel.
Long as it ain't Rwanda. But I'm okay.
Yo. But
I'm talking about the movie Hotel Rwanda.
I think we all know.
Okay.
the other thing, the other topic of discussion was, I think a lot of people are scared of change because, you know, people get accustomed to a certain lifestyle or a certain just things that they like a lot. And then when we move, we're not gonna have some of those stuff. But oh, y'all reading? Go ahead.
No. I'm listening. I think a lot of people are afraid of change. I mean, even when we moved to Houston, there was a lot of contention about us moving. Like there was even some rumors in my family
that Stacy kidnapped our baby and took her to Texas to get us away from our family.
I want to say something. I want to say something about that.
But go ahead.
I'm not.
But don't. I'm just saying, like, people just are afraid of change, and it could, you know what I mean? Like, people.
I think it depends on the change. I don't mind trading in the truck and getting a new truck. That's a change. I don't mind that change.
But that's
when
your
I went
change.
From employed to retired, I love that change.
That's your change, though.
Well, who should I be thinking about?
I think you just made my point then.
Well, I made that point a long time ago. I said, don't tie yourself up in knots worried about what other people think.
No, we not. We just having a discussion.
Okay. I'd rather discuss the kind of food.
I like that, Jackie. Motivation versus money. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But just to piggyback on that,
Jackie?
Your sister. But to piggyback on that,
I raised her. I took her.
To piggyback on what she said.
On her back.
To piggyback on what Jackie said, I prefer.
I did that.
I prefer memories. I prefer memories over money. Red, you heard me? I prefer memories over money.
But that goes back to everybody's motivation is different.
Yeah, everybody's motivation is different.
Well, mine is selfish.
And that's cool. That was another topic. I think a lot of people that don't want us to leave are what you just said just now.
Well, they got to deal with that.
I agree.
You just got to deal with it. I mean, I may not like it. I may not love it. I'm cool with it. But whatever negative issue I have about it, that's mine. I got to deal with it. I don't want to impose it on you or her.
So you agree that's selfish?
I just said that.
I just want confirmation.
Are we on the delay?
I just want confirmation again because I got a friend, another friend. He comes through and he trying to sabotage. He trying to sabotage me. You know what I mean?
And you still call him a friend?
He's not like people just don't want us to leave. I told
y'all lovable people.
I told all my peoples that
when
our house.
Find good friends, when you find good people, you really want to keep them around. But seems like y'all running from all the good people.
No, we're running towards more good people.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, move on.
You ain't like that, huh?
Move on.
You ain't like that.
Look,
you running towards more good people.
He was offended by that one.
How you gonna find more good people? And we her.
Home is where your roots are. This is walk of facts. Home is where your roots are, not where your leaves fall.
What they say right there?
I can't read.
It says roots.
Roots.
Home is where your roots are, not where your leaves fall off.
I'm purposeful with my words.
We are African by DNA, American by slavery. In Africa, we are just men and women.
Mm.
The news in Nigeria never says a black person did this or that.
I never said who did it either.
No. I'm just saying the news in Nigeria, like they don't say like it was a black man that did so.
What's the population in Nigeria?
Probably like close
Thank
to
you.
100%. But I mean, I'm just saying. In the in the US, we are when we're watching the news, we always have this moment where like, please don't be black, please don't be black. Whenever something crazy happens.
I told my white friend that. I told my white friend that 2 days ago.
Let me tell you something.
I told him when shit happens here and it's on and it's brought on news, the first thing that black people say is, please don't let somebody black be the main person, be the culprit or whatever you want to call them about that. That's the very first thing that we say.
That's PTSD.
No, that's real life.
Right. PTSD is real. It ain't fake. But listen, this is what I was going to say. White people.
I knew that was going to distract you because you're so bang.
That's a guy said that. A guy said that though.
That was my look.
But a guy said that
but
to
that
you.
Was my look.
But a guy said that to you.
That was my look.
George is a guy. George is a guy.
Oh, you a real funny. No. Almost undressed the show, boy. Almost undressed the show.
You ain't gonna never live that one down.
But listen. This is what I'm saying. And I don't know what you're talking about. You got a friend who's trying to sabotage you and you call him a friend, but you worried about somebody, saying what they say.
Well, George said you handsome.
I agree.
Okay, go ahead. Continue on.
Black people kill black people. White people kill white people. Asians kill Asians. Mexicans kill Mexicans. That's really how it goes. When they talk about black on black crime being bad, the majority of criminals in America is American white people. And they are killing a lot of white people. But they publicize when they kill a black person so much to try to make money, but they never really tell the whole backstory. Ain't no black people up in Appalachia with 2 teeth in their head robbing their mama.
Well, the whole crime situation is I think my wife said it plenty of times. It's a proximity type thing. You got black people. You ain't say that.
Go ahead.
You ain't say that.
Yes, I did. You sound just like Aria. That's where she get it from. You didn't say that.
You ain't say that. You got you got black people living together, so black people gonna kill black people. You got white people living together. You got white people gonna kill white people. Go ahead, Ray.
So all the people in Africa talking about the black crime in America and blah blah.
They talking about us getting there and having a good time, being our brothers and sisters, and we having a barbecue, and we gonna live our life to the fullest. That's what they talking about. They want you to be there, huh?
We did that last night. It wasn't no white people at our party.
We live like what?
He don't know. That's a true.
He don't count.
He true.
He don't count.
Poppy T is true.
Yeah,
he's a beast. Puffy jacket and all.
Oh, he's a white boy?
No. Not anymore.
No, okay. No, he's
been indoctrinated.
He caught the fever.
Okay.
Mr.
I'm finished with all my topics of discussion.
Let me respond to this. I totally agree. I would love to do nothing more than walk barefoot in Africa. I would like to go to Ghana. I like to go to Cameroon. I would like to go to the Sudan.
We're doing all of that.
That's I really would, but I don't want to move there. But I would love for my feet to touch the ground that my possible ancestors came from. Because truth be known, my ancestors actually could have came from South America, Brazil, Haiti. They could have came, they didn't have to come straight from Africa.
So what I'm going to say to you is this. I like that little spew that you said just now. But what I'm going to say is this. Everything that you say that you wish you can do or you wish you can do, your daughter's going to do all of that.
I'm glad. That don't make me jealous.
No, I'm not trying to make you jealous. I'm just trying to say, everything that you say,
let me tell you something.
You're going to live that vicariously through her eyes. That's all I'm saying.
Let me tell you something. I can almost guarantee you my daughter's not going to be walking barefoot nowhere.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, I know my daughter.
Maybe.
Yeah. Her brother might.
Ariana did.
I put a little soft
because she was raised by him.
Hey, the whole point is we're going to everything. I think when I posted that video clip, when I posted the thing about not wanting us to go, I don't know if people thought that, that it was going to change our minds. It's definitely not going to change our minds. We just wanted to have a discussion about our loved ones, and how they felt, her dad and Red's aunt. My peoples don't care what I do. They already know it doesn't matter what they say to me. I'm gonna do what the hell I want to do anyway. My peoples. But I really appreciate that Red's dad and Red's aunt. I wish her brothers would have said something, but I appreciate what they said. And this is a really good question. Yes, sir.
What does your mother feel about you guys going after it?
I don't know. My peoples don't approach me with this kind of stuff because I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless. No one says anything to me about anything because they know it's a moot point. Stacy's gonna do what Stacy want to do, so why? The only person that said anything to me was my grandmother. But no, she's 103 years old. She has all kind of mixed feelings about a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, because her roots go way back.
You know what I'm saying? So my grandmother's 103 years old, so she got so much knowledge but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My path is my path. And my path is with your daughter, and we want to do this shit.
Yeah, I'm
rock stars in Johannesburg with all our family that's in these chats.
Yeah.
You gonna send me a check?
Huh?
You gonna send me a check?
For what?
You just said you're gonna send everybody checks.
Who said that? I said rock stars.
Rock stars send checks.
Did reparations send you a check yet?
I ain't asking for reparations. I asked you for a check.
I'm asking you.
What do you owe me reparations for?
Not me, the white people.
Have you paid your dowry yet? Have you paid your what they call it?
You the one love this white country.
Lobola.
Have you paid your Lobola yet?
You the one love this white country and want to walk and want to walk barefoot on the land. I want to walk barefoot on the continent, on the real continent.
Well, let me tell you, if you take your feet off, you 2 feet.
I can't take my feet off.
1 inch to the other.
I can't take my feet off.
Your shoes off. Now you know what I'm talking about.
Remember, you said a few minutes ago, words mean things. You said that.
Oh, you getting spicy. I see.
Y'all, he don't want this smoke, y'all. He don't want this smoke.
Look, 103 great innings. God bless her soul. Here's to 103 more. Look, to truth be told, I keep telling Stacy she's not 103 years old. This is her second life. So she's really about 250. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all, Robert Martin don't want this smoke.
Who said that?
Stacy said that.
Oh, that's why they didn't register. Don't know. I thought you were saying something important.
All right, so I think we covered everything. I think we can close it down.
This person said, please get my grandparents the essay. My grandmother
That ain't gonna happen.
My grandmother, she would tell you in a minute, she would love. I'm the oldest grand on my mother's side, my father's side. and she would love to, but COVID and it's not going to happen. I mean, I haven't even seen her in 3 years because of COVID.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in 3 years.
That question comes up all the time. Have you paid your lobola?
I'm telling you, it's
What the hell is lobola?
It's like a dowry.
A diary?
Dowry. Like you have to, like when you get married, like you have to.
Okay.
Pay. Like you have to pay for the wife.
Yeah, it cost me. Yeah. It cost me some. It cost me some Taco Bell.
Not in Africa. No.
It cost me Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
That's what my lobola was.
You know what? You will have to take the oldest daughter then.
I thought she was the oldest daughter.
What you call it?
Cannoli.
That's Denzel.
Who?
Coca-Cola.
Cannoli.
Cannoli.
His name is Denzel.
You have to take cannoli.
Hey, this is a place.
She's a kid of a girl.
He's a boy.
They named him.
He's trying to get me back.
Boy.
Hey, yo,
Anyway.
Red. This person right here. Go back, Red.
Which one?
One back. We was the Africa is the cradle of humankind. When
We know
was
that.
there,
Africa is the biggest continent in the world.
that's
We
not what
know
they're
that.
saying. That's not what they're saying.
It is.
When we was there the first time, it was like prime COVID, and we went to the cradle of humankind, and we wasn't able to actually go in there. Just like the caves. Remember, Red?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we wasn't. It was a lot of stuff that we wasn't actually able to do, to where when we go, we can actually do this kind of stuff. Go ahead, Red.
No, I was just gonna say that the Cradle of Humankind in South Africa has like some of the oldest human remains, like those like artifacts of human remains
The Garden
in
of
the
Eden.
world. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of evidence that the Garden of Eden was in South Africa.
Yes.
Yeah,
The Tigress.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been a lovely show. Like I've really enjoyed y'all. I've really enjoyed having you on, Daddy. Like you were such a good addition.
He don't want that smoke, y'all.
Stacey talking loud.
He don't want that smoke.
He talking all that stuff because he way in Houston.
I'm talking all this jazz. He don't want all of that smoke. Hey, Jackie.
Hey,
This is what
you talking a lot of stuff.
a little shiny,
I
milk
like
dud.
getting him hype. He is hype.
A little shiny
don't want
milk
it.
dud.
He
A
don't
milk
want
dud
it.
with little shoulders.
He don't want it. Oompa Loompa don't want it.
I'd rather be an Oompa Loompa than a child's milk dud. A tixie with little shoulders.
Over there looking like that caramel M&M.
Delicious. Delicious. I love caramel. Oh, fuck. Is it snooty comments? I like his snooty comments on the comment line.
Huh? SLK, what you talking about?
Oh, I think it's the person that I've been skipping.
They don't see that though.
I know, like I think he's talking about the person that I've been skipping some of their comments.
Oh.
All right, well, it's been beautiful, y'all. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe.
I like the snooty comments on the line.
Make sure you guys subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so you know next time that we go live. Thank you so much for everybody that participated in the comments. We love you. We appreciate you. Stacey, anything you want to say?
Love you guys. Appreciate it. Mr. Martin, I enjoyed the banner. Jackie.
Banner? Did he say banner or banter?
Banter.
Banner.
Jackie, love you. We're going to visit you in Atlanta before we leave.
Thank you. Love you too.
South Africa, we love you guys.
Where's Snelly? You should have stayed down here.
South Africa, we love you guys. It mean the world to us. I appreciate you guys. Thursday.
Make sure all the comments, everybody tell them how much I made the show a better show. Thank you.
Okay. Thursday, Thursday we're gonna have another live, and
Yeah,
get back Wednesday.
We'll schedule it so y'all know.
Yeah,
I can't wait to
Thursday.
come. I can't wait to come to Africa and put my feet on the ground, the red clay dirt.
Not with them damn Jesus sandals you be having on.
That's just like the red top in South Carolina.
Those
dirt.
Jesus sandals is not going to work on a continent.
My Jesus sandals came from Africa.
Make
Just so
sure you put some lotion on them
Jesus
feet.
was born in Africa.
Put some lotion on them feet.
Goat's milk, baby.
Peace out, y'all.
All right, love you.
Deuces.
All right, bye, y'all.